With that, I have the honor to introduce our last speaker to give the concluding remarks. Dr. Jianli is a scholar and democracy activist internationally recognized for his efforts to promote democracy in China. He's traveled in the Chinese, he's been involved in the Chinese democracy movement since the 1980s, participated in the 1989 Tiananmen Square protests, co-authored the Constitution for a federal and democratic China. He holds PhDs, not one, two, in mathematics from the University of California at Berkeley, and another PhD in political economy from Harvard University. In 2002, Dr. Yang returned to China to support the labor movement and found himself imprisoned for 5 years. Following his release and subsequent return to the United States, Dr. Yang founded Initiatives for China, an organization that promotes China's peaceful transition to democracy. In 2010, when Liu Xiaobo received the Nobel Peace Prize, he wasn't allowed to go. It was Dr. Yang who represented him there at the ceremony. In 2011, he joined the Dalai Lama and other delegates to be with the Czech President Václav Havel. Dr. Yang has received numerous international human rights awards, including the 2012 UN Watch Morris Abram Human Rights Award, named after our founder, civil rights leader Morris Abram, and Harvard's Kennedy School of Government Alumni Achievement Award. After he received our award, he graciously agreed to be on our advisory board and has been a great friend and supporter and pillar of the Geneva Summit for Human Rights since its beginning. A great honor, Jianli, that you're with us. Thank you.
Dear brothers and sisters, dear friends, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. It is so wonderful to see so many old and new friends here at the 10th Geneva Summit for Human Rights and Democracy. I want to express my profound gratitude to my friend Hillel and his wonderful team for putting together just another very important assembly. The camaraderie and the sharing of experiences and strategies at this summit has always given me hope, even during the darkest days for human rights, when too many eyes have adjusted the shadows that power and greed cast on the very existence of our brothers and sisters around the world. And when what has been gained in principle, what has been recognized in fact, has been eroded by an acceptance that it is better to accommodate the evil and hope it changes on its own than to seek to change it through pressure, denouncement, and direct confrontation. In this room today are human rights heroes coming from around the world. They are brave defenders of Universal Declaration of Human Rights, whose 70th anniversary this year will mark. What is the best in humankind? What is most hopeful about ourselves are beautifully articulated in the Declaration. These are a distillation of all human experience, all the warnings and the screams of our combined human history, as well as the principles of light and hope by which we should organize ourselves as a human family. But sadly, we must ask again and again how it is that it is so readily ignored and even so casually traduced by some of its signatory states. Today and tomorrow, we have heard and will continue to hear our heroes, their testimony to what become of us, the mankind of the world, when these principles are ignored, and how a handful of troublemakers like them are keeping the boat of entire humanity afloat. You will agree with me. They are not only defenders of the Universal Declaration of human rights, but the savers of humanity itself. We should be grateful to these heroes for reminding us that tyranny's desperate wars against the fundamental human dignity are bound to fail. History progresses, and older methods of control are swept away as concentrated and illegitimate power faces increased opposition from more and more forces demanding freedom from domination, as has been most recently evidenced by protests in Iran, and will surely be proved again and again by the people's struggle in China, Congo, Cuba, Iran, North Korea, Pakistan, Russia, Tibet, Turkey, Uganda, Venezuela, Vietnam, Zimbabwe, and other world remaining autocracies. This is the promise of our time. Thank you.